Welcome back, Super Nintendo collectors. Alex here with another collection video. How you all doing, guys? Now, we are going to do something completely different in this video. We're actually going to get out and about into the big wide world where people live. Because what we're going to do, guys, we are going to go and visit the Retro Games HQ in Swindon, which is an awesome retro game shop. But not only is it a retro game shop, it's a guitar shop as well. So I'm always in there. I'm in there getting new strings for my bass guitar. I've even actually had bass lessons in this place. It's awesome. The guy's really nice. So we're going to have a little wander around, maybe pick something up if we see a little deal somewhere. But it is hard to find Super Famicom games in the wild, or even American games. It's normally PAL. So maybe we'll find maybe a Mega Drive game. We'll see. So we're going to do that. Maybe grab a cream cake on the way and a cup of tea. We'll see. And then when we get back, we've got a whole box here which I haven't even opened yet from a guy called Rich that I did a deal with. And so there's Mega Drive games in there. There's some lovely Super Famicom games that add to my top 100. And then we've got a whole bunch of games here that don't make my top 100. So it might be interesting for you to see what I'm letting go and what doesn't make my top 100. There's a whole stack here. I've had a real good sort out. So without further ado, guys, let's get on the road, grab a cream cake and go and visit the Retro Games HQ in Swindon. Here we are, guys. So from the outside, this shop says Holmes Music, so it's a bit deceiving. But if you look a little bit closer as we get nearer, it's Retro Games HQ. That is where we're going. But we're looking at the guitars as well. It's such a cool shop. Such a cool shop. We look in the front window and there is an NES. Getting sun bleached. Looks in pretty good condition though. Let's go and see what we can find. Such a cool shop. Such a cool shop. So straight away we've got a little display here. Mario Kart. Lovely little Game Boy. Castlevania. Already got that. It's the other one I'm looking for. Some cassettes. Iron Maiden cassettes. Look at that Iron Maiden cover. Awesome. Really cool. Really cool shop. We're going to go upstairs in a little bit. You alright, guys? Don't mind me filming, do you? It's such an awesome shop you got here. I had to get this on my YouTube channel. It's awesome. Look at this, guys. Look at this. How often do you get this? All these album covers. I love it. You can see why I'm in here lots. I've got to show you these guitars before we get to the retro games. Look. I've got my amp in here, I've got a Black Star amp in here. Oh, some lovely basses up here. That's quite nice, quite like that. Very cool. But anyway, we're not here for the instruments. Let's go and have a look at the games. Let's go and have a look at the games. Look at this. This is his counter. Got a load of N64 games in there. And consoles. Got a little TV display up there. Look at all this. Loads of Super Nintendo games. Soccer Kid. Alien vs Predator. 70 quid. Some good stuff here actually. Well, Alien vs Predator's not a very good game, but Some nice PAL Super Nintendo games. You've got a ton of them. Rock and Roll Racing, Punch Out, Street Fighter. All brilliant games. And then up here, it's got a load of Atari. A load of cool Atari games. Loose carts. Look at that. And in here, some Game & Watch. Donkey Kong. Greenhouse, 84 quid. Neo Geo Mini, which is really cool. Let's show you this over here, another little display. We've got some Coleco. Do love the Coleco. All those classic arcade games, look. Donkey Kong Jr., Loopin', Carnival, Frenzy, Space Fury. And look at that, we've got a Galaxian Invader. I used to have one of those as a kid. What else is here? We've got Vectrex, Berserk, loads of Game Gear games. And then we've got up here, we've got Mega Drive, we've got a load of 360 games. PS2. Xbox, and then this is where the cool stuff is. So we've got a load of PS1. Let's just show you the PS1 stuff. This little CRT, that is super cool. PS1. I've been thinking about getting a PS1. There are some good games. I had one back in the day. Some games I wouldn't mind revisiting. I have to think about that. And then round here, this is all the cool stuff. Look at this. Some figures. Conker's Bad Third Day, 120 quid loose. Atari Jaguar, Astro Wars, sorry. And then what we got down here, God, I've never seen this before. Video Kart 16, really old console games. More Atari. Adventure, nice boxed. Little Zelda figurine collection. More figures, wrestling figures in spandex. Tempest on Jaguar, brilliant game. And then here we got a lovely boxed Atari system. Green Xbox, loads of Spectrum games. Oh look, we've got some BBC Micro Power games here. Bandits, 3 o'clock. Killer Gorilla, what a fantastic game that is. Escape from Moonbase Alpha. Load of Spectrum games. Gonna have to pick a few of these up. And then we've got more stuff up here. It's just loads of it, guys. Look, look, just loads of stuff. I don't know where to look. So cool. PSP, PS4, box Super Nintendo. What is that? I think I do remember that back in the day. Oh, lovely Astro Wars boxed. Want one of those. More PlayStation. Loads of PlayStation. Sega Saturn. Always got some Japanese Sega Saturn in here, look. I was thinking of picking up a Japanese Sega Saturn. Virtual Fighter. It's got some cool stuff. I'm going to get a Sega Saturn. It's got to be Japanese. It's got to be. Some really cool Sega Saturn stuff. Dreamcast. Whole section on Dreamcast. What we got there? Shenmue, 30 quid. I thought it was more than that actually. It's not a bad deal. I don't know what that is. Loads of Dreamcast games. Mega CD. More Mega Drive. Loads of Mega Drive. Look at this. Skeleton Crew. That is a game I'm looking for. But it's got to be American. Game Ground. Rice Star. More Mega Drive. Loads of controllers. More stuff up here. Empire Steel. That's a pretty good shooter. And then look at all this Mega Drive in here. We've got tons of it in here. Some Japanese stuff as well. We'll have to go through. Is there anything I want? I'm gonna have to spend a lot of time in here going through all this. So many cool games. So much cool stuff. More down the bottom. A ton of Mega Drive games. Master System. Not my cup of tea, but still nice to see. So cool. Right, that is the downstairs. Right guys, so what we're going to do now is we're going to go upstairs where he's got another really cool display of stuff. Space Invaders all on the wall. He's got a Xbox 360 kiosk, and look at this. This is just awesome. So in that door there's where I used to have my bass lessons. So let's start here. DS, handheld stuff. A stack of lovely handheld games. DS games. Some really rare stuff he's got in here. Look, Devil Summoner. Persona Q. Loads of Pokemon. Loads of RPGs. I do love the 3DS. Some really cool stuff. Chrono Trigger there. Castlevania Dawn of Sorrow, brilliant game. Pokemon. It's got some one-up cabs here, which is cool. And then, well, where do you start, guys? Where do you start? Let's start with this display here, look. It's just awesome. So, GameCube. Is there any GameCube games I need? I wouldn't mind that actually, Resident Evil 3 Nemesis. Get all the Resident Evil games on the GameCube. Dragon's Lair 3D. Didn't even know that existed. Star Wars games. Defender. What that plays like. And then we've got more here. Got a nice orange, probably Japanese GameCube. And we've got a lovely Metroid pack there. Look at that. That is super cool. I've actually got that myself, but it's not boxed. Wouldn't mind a boxed one. Mario Kart box GameCube. Some Virtual Boy game. Controllers. And then we move on to, let's just have a look up here, look. Those are cool consoles, Wii U, that is awesome. N64 games. Could never get back into that though. I know it's a lot of nostalgia for a lot of people, but it's not for me. I was travelling at a time when this came out, so I never really got into the N64. That Japanese one is super cool though. More N64. Look. They do look great, don't they, in the colours. And he's made a fantastic display here. He really has. Loads. Oh, here we go. Here we go. This is where it's happening, guys. Super Nintendo. Oh, he's got some Japanese Super Famicom games there. Space Invaders. I think that's, is that Wagon, that one there? Super BC Kid. Now is that the PAL version of Super Bonk? Looks like it. Turtles in Time. Top Racer, which is Top Gear, brilliant game. Bomberman 4. Might have to pick that one up. Lethal Enforcers. Loads of PAL, loads of controllers, Oh, he's got a deluxe set, NES deluxe set, which is awesome. Not the first edition, New York edition, but still pretty damn cool. Looks in good condition as well. Loads of NES games. Got those NES games, guys. Protector 2. Metroid, which I'm after. But I know that one is missing instructions, otherwise I would have had that by now. And we've got little Rob the Robot there. And a Power Glove. He's got everything in here. Another Xbox display. Some Amiibo. Power Glove boxed. Wonder how much that goes for. Oh, some Switch games. Which is pretty cool. More Amiibo. Oh, and he's got the Zelda collection there. Look. Might have to grab that. Might have to grab that, guys. Some lovely pin badges. Lovely display. Lovely display. Night Trap. It's just, you could spend hours up here. So many cool stuff. Loads of Amiibo. Some Wii. Oh, haven't got that. That's coming with me. That is a cool game. Right, is that it? Oh no, we've got more. We've got so much here. So cool. Look at all this handheld Nintendo goodness. Total carnage on the Game Boy. All these Game Boys, look. So cool. So many cool stuff. I do need to pick a Game Boy out. All these cool games. Look at all these games. There must be 200 odd games here, if not more. Hundreds of games. Look at the size of that telly. Fucking hell. That's unbelievable. Ah, we're still not finished. We're still not finished. We need to walk over here and have a look at this display. So there's more DS in here. More GameCube. DS. Looks like a Majora's Mask. Is that first for figures? Looks like it. Game Boy Color, Game Boy Advance. Must be 100 odd games here. Some box ones, loads of loose DS games. And a load of DS games. Just incredible. Right, guys, I'm going to have to put this camera down and buy some stuff. And you can see what I get in a minute. Right, guys, we're back in the van. After spending about an hour in that shop, I had to get out because my parking ticket was running out. And you want to see what I picked up? Unfortunately, no Super Nintendo games, no Mega Drive games. Just couldn't commit. There was a Bomberman 5 there that looked pretty cool, but had a hole in the bottom. So I just couldn't quite commit. But I did pick up two nice pieces, which I'm really chuffed to get back in the collection. This first game is on the Wii. It's Muramasa. I think that's how you pronounce it, Muramasa. Brilliant side-scrolling hack and slash adventure. Beautifully drawn, really nice game. I played this when it came out and then sold it. So I was really chuffed to get this back in the collection because I'd love to play this again. It doesn't look 16-bit. It's almost like hand-painted, sort of 2D side-scroller. It's a beautiful game, really nice game. So really chuffed to get that. Pete did me a good deal on that. And I got a box set of Amiibos. It's the Champions edition from Breath of the Wild. I got this for 60 quid. Great deal on this because I've seen these go for £100. So really chuffed to get this box complete. There's not many Amiibos I pick up, but the Zelda and the Metroid ones, I'm all over them all the time. So really nice to get this. And that was it, guys. That was it, unfortunately. So what we're going to do now is we're going to go into the arcade And look at all the Super Famicom games I've been picking up. And there's a few Mega Drive games in there as well. But before we get into that, I've got to eat a piece of my banana walnut cake. Look at that, guys. Oh, that is amazing. This is from Sainsbury's, the Valerie Patisserie section. And what you have to do, guys, with this, you have to wash it down with caramel flavoured cappuccino. Oh. Oh. Good. It's a bit dry. God, that is a bit dry, but I'm struggling to get my words out. But it's okay if you got this. That's delicious, guys. Absolutely delicious. In the arcade. Right, and guys, we are back in the arcade. And as I said at the beginning of this video, got a big box of games to get through, all from one seller, which actually all come off of eBay. The guy was selling a game that I wanted, so I contacted him directly on eBay. I said, have you got any more games? He said, yeah, I've got. He sent me a list. And I said, yeah, I'm interested in quite a few of those. So then we sort of got out of eBay, as you do. And he did me a fantastic deal outside of eBay. And his name was Rich. So Rich, if you're watching, thank you so much, mate. I really appreciate this. Well, we'll see, because I haven't opened them yet. Let's see how good they are. Are they as good as the pictures that you sent me? So here we go, look. All wrapped up still. So first game. First game, guys. Where's my knife? Where's my knife? Now, this is a game, guys, that actually I already have, but I have the North American version, which is Space Megaforce. So this is the Japanese version of that game. And it is the classic Super Aleste. And he's kindly left it in the box protector, which is awesome. Now, going what I can see so far, it looks in pretty damn good condition. He did say they were all in excellent condition. Now you're probably wondering, why do I need two versions of this? Well, because someone said to me, and I can't find anything on the internet, that this was the better version, that there is more to this game than there is of the North American game. This is in immaculate condition, Rich. Absolutely immaculate. So, have I got the American? Well, yeah, I've got the American one to hand. So these are the two. These are basically the same game, right? This one goes for a lot of money now. I think I paid about 200 quid for this a few years ago. I've seen the last few of these go for around 400. Can you believe it? So if this is the superior version, I shall be moving this one on and just putting it up for an auction on eBay. So let's just have a look inside. Look at that. Beautiful. With the baggie, which is always very, very nice. So I'm really chuffed with that, and I'm very interested to see what the differences are, if any. If there's none at all, I'll still probably move the other one on, because you know I'm going to get my top 100 Super Nintendo games, and to me it doesn't matter if half of them are on the Super Famicom and half of them are on the American Super Nintendo. So great to get that in the collection. Next up, ooh, this is another game I actually do own. And I thought, because he did me a deal, about 2/3 of these I was I said, yeah, I'm definitely interested in those. The others I've got, he said, well, if you buy the whole lot, I'll give you a deal on it. So he knocked about 200 quid off, or even more than that, I think it was, off the whole deal. And I thought, well, even if I just sell these on, which is probably what I will do. But this game here is an absolute classic. This is a top 10 game for me, and it is Contra 3, Alien Wars. It's got a completely different cover than the American one. I actually prefer the American cover than this one. Have I got the American one to hand? Yes, I do. The others hopefully do not fall down. I actually prefer this one than this one. I don't know what it is. It's just cooler artwork. I mean, that is Arnold Schwarzenegger on the front there, isn't it? What a rip-off. But still, one of my favourite games. It's so cool. So happy to have that. I mean, again, this is quite an expensive game now to get on both regions. So really chuffed to get that. Two fantastic games there. Absolutely brilliant games. And this one. Now, this next game, guys, is a game that I actually sold when I broke my arm. You know, I broke my arm and I had to sell a lot of my Super Nintendo games off. And I had the North American version of this one. And I'm absolutely gutted now that I sold it, because it is going for crazy money. It's up there with Earthbound money. It's stupid. I'm just gutted I sold it, because I don't know. I'd like the American. I'd like an English manual with this, even though I know how to play it. It is one of my favourite games on a Super Nintendo. In actual fact, the box art on the Super Famicom version is so much better. It is Hagane. On the American version, it sort of cuts a lot of this off, so you only get sort of like that much of the box art in a box protector. Let's have a look inside. I didn't have a look inside of that other one, did I? Maybe I should do that. But it's in immaculate condition. Absolutely amazing. Very nice. Brilliant game. If you've never played this, guys, what a game. It's fast. Look at that. It's even got a baggie for the instructions as well. Awesome. Rich. Really, really chuffed with that. What a fantastic game. It is a hard game, but I absolutely love it. The music is just brilliant. It makes use of all of the controls of the Super Nintendo. And you play the kind of like this ninja robot. It's just like 16-bit graphics at its best. All the explosions, end of level bosses, just an absolute gem of a game. These three games here, top 10 Super Nintendo games you have to own in your collection, because they are absolutely brilliant, and really chuffed to get them on the Super Famicom. They won't be going anywhere. Right, now, as I said, it was a deal, so there is some Mega Drive games in here. I'm not going to save these Mega Drive games for my channel update, because you know I do a channel update and I showcase all of my games, and I usually keep the Super Nintendo games separate for this series. But I'm going to open these on this one, because it is part of the box, the deal that I did with Rich. And these are all Mega Drive games that I've wanted. I've been hunting down for the system. They're all classics. And this one is Sonic 2. Sonic 2. Beautiful condition. Absolutely fantastic condition. These are all in minty condition, Rich. Did a great deal on these, honestly, mate. Honestly, really, really chuffed. And then we got the next one in the series. Sonic 3. These don't come up that often, Japanese Sonics. I don't see them that often, especially not in this condition. Wow. It's minty. Absolutely minty. It's got all the leaflets in there. Really chuffed with that, Rich. So both the Sonics classic games. I've got Sonic 1 already, so great to add those. Finish that little set off. Oh, now we've got some really cool stuff here, guys. Some really cool stuff. Bare Knuckle. Bare Knuckle. Streets of Rage. Look at that. I love the box art on this. This is absolutely awesome. Yeah, definitely the Japanese box art on this is the way to go. Look at that. So cool, isn't it? 3 classic Mega Drive games. Not as good as the Super Nintendo ones I just showed you, but still good in their own right. What we got here, can't even remember what this one is. What is this one? Bayonetta 3. Streets of Rage 3. Which I've never played. Never played this version, although a lot of people say it's not as good as 2. And not as good as 1. So it goes 1, 2, then probably 3 last on the list. Yeah, or 2, then 1, then 3, I should say. But yeah, it's in mint condition. There's loads of manuals in here. Little advertising leaflets of games. Little poster. Japanese poster of up and coming games that are coming out. We've got Aladdin, Shining Force, Virtual Racing. Nice. Very nice. Well chuffed with that. So hard to get these games in this condition. I think really that's what you need to do. You need to wait for a collector on eBay. If there's a game you were looking for, message them, see if they've got any more. And then more often than not they have. Then they're starting to just to upload their games and just say, look, send me a list and I'll buy that lot off you and I'll give us a deal. And if you can get it done outside of eBay, then you're on for a winner, guys. It's the way to do it. It's the only way to do it, to get deals these days. Next game. Next game is Shinobi. Have I played this? Yeah, I have played this a very long time ago. And I'm super excited to play this. Now, is it better than Hagane? Because you could sort of compare the two ninja games, action platformers. This is going to take some beating. It really is. But I know this is a classic. That's not really a classic. Shinobi is a classic because it was in the arcades. So I'm super excited to play that. Next one. We're going to get through these quick because we've got a whole pile of stuff down here. Might have to take a little break once I've opened all this lot up. We've got so many games to get through this week, guys. Shinobi 2. And look at the box art. Isn't that cool? Some moody ninja in the woods. Oh no, he's on a bridge or something. Sort of moon in the background. I think I've played this on the 3DS because on the Sega Classics collection, which I showed in my last video, it's got this game on it and I've been playing it and it is absolutely brilliant. So I'm looking forward to playing it on the CRT. Next up, another stone cold classic, guys. A game I've wanted for a while. In fact, I did have this just as a cart and a manual. Didn't have a box for it, and I gave it to Aid. Aid, if you're watching it, glad you like the game, mate. I just gave it to him for nothing. I wanted a nice minty copy of this because it is the brilliant Ghouls and Ghosts. It is Ghouls and Ghosts. I always get this round the wrong way. Not Ghosts and... It is Ghosts and Goblins, isn't it? It is Ghosts and Goblins. And this is pretty arcade perfect. Well, this is what people tell me. Just look at that box art, guys. All absolutely amazing. Yeah, so this is true to the sort of arcade version. The Super Nintendo one, it was almost like a game of its own. Still good in its own right and still a brilliant game. But I'm really interested to see and play that one. Got 2 more out of here. Another stone cold classic on the Mega Drive. No obscure games here, they're just brilliant games. And it is Bare Knuckle 2. Streets of Rage 2. Box art is, I can't even remember what the PAL box art looks like. But yeah, some pretty muscular people on the front there. It screams 80s, doesn't it? Or it's 90s, isn't it? Mega Drive, but it's kind of like an 80s style of art drawing. But what a game. What a fantastic game. Again, mint. Absolutely mint. You know, not a smell on these games at all. And last but not least, we have, now, getting all those games, I had to get a game that the Mega Drive is most famous for. And it's its shooters, and it's Thunder Force 4, which most people say is the best. So I am very excited to see what this plays like, because I have got a couple of the other ones. I can't remember which ones I've got. They're up there somewhere. Where are they? There we go. So I've got Thunder Force 2 and I've got Thunder Force 3. So I had to get Thunder Force 4. How cool is that? Brilliant. Be nice to get all the shooters on the Mega Drive, wouldn't it? But then that's an expense in its own, it really is. But yeah, really chuffed to get all of those. Really, really cool. So some fantastic Mega Drive games to add to the collection there. I am so super chuffed with that lot, blimey. How many did we get? Let's have a look. We got Thunder Force 4, Shinobi, Shinobi 2, Ghosts and Goblins, I think it is, or Ghouls and Ghosts. See, you're going to have to correct me there, guys, because I always get it round the wrong way. Bare Knuckle 2. Let's show you the Streets of Rage collection. Look at that. Absolutely amazing. Beautiful. So that's 6. Sorry, that's 7. And then 8, 9. The Sonic. So add to my Sonic collection. Wow. I'm really going for it. I'm really going for the top 100 Mega Drive games. I'm nearly done on the Super Nintendo. But we've still got a stack load of Super Nintendo games here that I haven't shown you. We're going to do that. And we're going to go through a few of the games I'm going to be getting rid of. But from there, I'm just going to take a little break. Right, guys, after my little break, let's have a little sip of my orange juice. Still got a load to get through. Got a load to get through. Right. Cosmic Gang. Ever played this one before? Lovely little shooter. Plays a little bit like Gapless. You know, the sequel to Gallagher. Really fun, fast-paced shooter. And you can pick this up really cheap, guys. It's definitely one to add to your collection. Will it make my top 100? I'm not sure yet, but at the moment I'm really enjoying it. And I'm adding it to my list. So really cool to get that. Next up is a game I brought at the beginning of the year. I've had as a North American version before and sold it. And on both regions, American and Japanese regions, this is a very expensive game. But it had to be in my top 100. It is a brilliant game. Got a release onto the Switch. And when I sold my American version, I picked up a Japanese version, I don't know, about a month ago. And it looked okay. The box looked brand new, which actually worried me because it's not often you get a box that looks that good. No smell to it, no fading, not a mark on it at all. So alarm bells started to ring. Opened the cart up and it had Nintendo on the PCB, but it didn't have the hallmark number, the SHC number. It is Wild Guns. Absolute brilliant game, fantastic game. So with a fake, I found out that the one that I had was a fake, because we went on to Snes Central. I think I mentioned this in that last Super Nintendo video. And I'll show you a picture now. The picture of my fake PCB. As you can see, it's got Nintendo down the side, and the PCB of this one, you can see it's got the SH number on it, and that's what you're looking for really, because although it might have Nintendo on it, if you check out the chips, if you actually type in the number of they're not, are they EPROMs? I think they probably are EPROMs, but they're a modern chip. The chip dates from sort of like 2000, way past when the game was released. So that's another way of finding out whether the game is legit. Just Google the number on the chip, on the microchip, on the EPROMs, on the PCB. So I had to fork out for this one. I sold a few games and put the money to one side and managed to get this one, and it is in brilliant condition and it is completely legit, which I'm really pleased with. And it is a game that I do play a lot. It's just an easy arcade pick up and play type game. It works really well. You think you might need a mouse for this game because it's like a crosshair gallery shooter, but you don't. It works really well with a D-pad. I haven't played the Switch version yet, and I don't know whether they've sort of made any changes to the Switch version. There might be some more characters like they did with Ninja Warriors again. They put that on the Switch, didn't they? You know, they changed that around a little bit. They did a good job of that. But I don't know what this is like on the Switch. But guys, it's definitely worth playing if you haven't played it. So let's put that back in there. So that was another one of my pickups. Going to get through these fairly quickly. Right, you can't go anywhere on the Super Nintendo without including a RPG. Like the Mega Drive was great for shooters, the Super Nintendo was known for its RPGs, and Final Fantasy 4. This is 4, isn't it? Not 3. Or is it 3? I get confused with the numbers. But I know Tootie, Stuart, Tootie UK, is a big fan of this game, and I am more than happy to put the hours into this game and find out what it's like. I'm still playing Earthbound, thoroughly enjoying that at the moment. So I'm really interested to play this game, and I will play it, and then I will decide whether this will make my top 100. More than likely it probably will, because it's had fantastic reviews. So really chuffed to get this in the collection. Next up we've got Holy Diver. I'm not sure whether I showed this in the last video, but this is kind of like an Arkanoid clone, where you're playing two characters at the bottom of the screen. One's kind of defending your goal, if you like. You've got a ball that's going up, or a fireball, going up, destroying blocks of the level. And there's enemies in the level. You can destroy them as well with your ball. It's basically an Arkanoid clone, but you're moving up the screen. It's a good little game. It's a little bit fiddly in places. You know, you can't always get the ball to go where you want it to, but it's a good game. It's a good game. So that's really cool. Right, this game, next game, been hunting down for ages. Very expensive game, very rare game in actual fact. North American and Super Famicom regions. Not so much PAL. You can find this game on PAL region quite easily enough, and it's a lot cheaper PAL. But I'm not collecting PAL, so I have to go the Super Famicom route, and it is Sky Blazer, which is a really nice platform game. I've got it running in the background there. It's a really nice game. Sort of an action platformer, beautiful music, and this is definitely making my top 100. So yeah, Sky Blazer. Really, really nice game. Next up, we've got a lovely copy of Sunset Riders, another fantastic arcade port of the Konami game Sunset Riders. What a game this is. I'm not sure if I showed this either. I forget what I show in some videos, you know, because I've had these for so long. But a mint copy of Sunset Riders with the baggie as well. If you haven't played this, guys, this is a great game to play. I think it's 2-player as well. I think it's a 2-player game. But yeah, really chuffed to get this in the collection. Again, this is a game I had years ago and sold it. Managed to get it back. It's not going anywhere now. And then here's another game, which I am sure I got this at a car boot years ago, probably about 9 years ago. It's in my collection for about 5 years. Really enjoyed the game. Plays a little bit like Strider, and it went missing from my arcade. Someone actually stole this game along with Fire Emblem on the GameCube. I'm not going to mention any names. I know who it was because I don't speak to him anymore. But yeah, it went missing along with that game. And I was absolutely gutted because it is an extremely rare game to find North American. It is Run Saber. It's not as fast as Strider. I don't think it's as good as Strider, and I have got Strider on the Mega Drive, but it's still a good game in its own right. It's quite a short game, 5 levels, but the bosses in it are mad. Like, you're hanging off an aeroplane and shooting stuff, and you've got like a sword. You've got projectile as well, I think, in it. Yeah, it's just a really cool game. I think it's quite an early Super Nintendo game. It doesn't make use of all the colour palette on the Super Nintendo, but it's a really good game, and I'm really chuffed to get this back in the collection. I've been looking for it for so long after it got stolen. Yeah, and it is a really hard game to find, guys. I've been looking for this since it was stolen. That's how long I've been trying to find this game again and get it back in the collection. So really chuffed to get that. Nice box art as well. And next up, we've got, it's a bit of an obscurity really. You know, I'm a massive Metroid fan. God, I forgot to include a load of other games. Now I've picked this up. It is Super Metroid Mission Rescue, which is a sealed, fan-based Metroid hack. Haven't opened this yet. But you know how much of a Metroid fan is. I've recently just completed Metroid Dread, 100% of that. And that has become my favourite Metroid game after Super Metroid. But I would love to go back to Super Metroid and play it a different way. So I picked this up. I think I paid about 60 quid for this game. And it's just, the box art on it's really, really cool. Really nicely done. So I'm really looking forward to that. And while we're on it, let's see if I can just quickly show you. Get out my chair. I bought a ton of Metroid hacks. A ton of them. These were going on Alan's Scottish English Alan. Never know what he's called, but he goes to the London Gaming Market and sells loads of import games, and he had a ton of these Metroid hacks. I thought, I've got to grab these. You don't hardly ever see these. You've got Super Metroid: The Dark Home Hospital, Super Metroid, I can't even pronounce that, but they're all different versions of Metroid done on carts, which is super cool. Phazon, Metroid Phazon, Metroid Escape 2. We got, what's that one? Can't even redesign. Super Metroid Redesign. Another Metroid Redesign with a different label on it. I tried all of these out and only one didn't work. I'll never mention it to Alan because he did such a good deal on it. Super Metroid Z Factor, a nice blue cart, and Super Metroid Mission. So yeah, all these different Metroid hacks. It's crazy, isn't it? When will we get time to play all of those? But yeah, still, from a historical point of view, I know you can just play these. If you've got an SD card, like an EverDrive thing, you can play all those for free. You don't have to pick them up. But me, being a Metroid fan, had to get them. Had to get them, guys. Right, a few more. So many. Firefighting, which I've played. It's a bit difficult with the translation, without a translation. I think this has been released in North America. And really, that's probably the one I should play. But I haven't put enough time in it to decide whether I like this one a lot. Super EDF, which I think is not a bad side-scrolling horizontal shooter. Fairly cheap to pick this one up, guys. Yeah, it's not a bad game. I don't think it's a bad shooter at all. And then we've got the classic Yoshi's World. Is it Yoshi's World? Yeah, Yoshi's Island. Yoshi's World. Thinking of the DS version. Lovely box copy of that, which is definitely in my top 100. Love the box art on the Japanese one. So much nicer. And this is a really cheap game to pick up, guys. I completed this back in the day. It's been a long time since I played that. And I've finally completed the Mega Man series, Mega Man X. So I've got all the Mega Man now on the Super Famicom region. Let's get them all down. So Mega Man X, Mega Man 7, X2 and X3. So that is great to finally finish the 16-bit Mega Man, or Rockman series, I should say. That is super cool. I know you're either a fan of these. Bit of a Marmite game is Rockman. I think X is brilliant. Absolutely brilliant game. But I'm really interested to play the others. And, you know, I don't know whether all of these will make my top 100. Whether I'm going to play all of them, I don't know. The music of these games is on another level. It's some of the best music on the Super Nintendo. Absolutely love the Rockman music. It's really cool. And the box art for these as well. They've gone to town on the box art. Look at that. How many characters can you cram in on one picture? Super cool. So really chuffed to get them. So guys, oh, and one more. True Lies, which is a really hard game to find North American region, especially over here in the UK. This is a really good game. It's sort of a top-down action run and gun game. It's cool, really cool. Always good to see Arnie on the front cover as well. So we've got Arnie on two of the box covers today, on Contra and this one. Just shows you how big of an actor he was back in the day. He was literally everywhere, wasn't he? He was the best action hero, was Arnie. So that is it on my pickups, guys. A hell of a lot of pickups I've showed you this week. And that has gone over like 2 or 3 months. That's not all like in the last week. I've been picking that up very steadily and slowly, but I thought I've just got to get this video out because they're starting to pile up. And I'm near to the end of my top 100 now. And I've been playing a few of these games, and I think some of them are going to have to go. Some of them I'm not that into. Well, this one for starters, I'm definitely getting rid of because it is in fantastic condition. It's still sort of partially sealed, still got the cellophane on its final fight, because I've got the Super Famicom version. It's the cheaper version, and I don't want to just keep one on its own. I've got all 4 on the Super Famicom. I'm not going to get any more on that, so that's going. That's definitely going to be sold. Gunforce, which is a real shame this is not a very good game, because the arcade game is good. It's just a very bad port of the arcade games by RM, and it's just really slow. It's like you're walking on the moon. It's unplayable, really. So I'm going to move this one on. It's not a very expensive game. Probably get about 40 quid for it in this condition. So I'll be moving that one on. King of Monsters, which is okay. I mean, I've got it on the Neo Geo MVS. I mean, that's where I'm going to play it. This is not a great port to the Super Nintendo version. And, you know, as I say, I'm going from the top 100. I haven't got space for any others. So I'm going to move this one on. It's okay. It's not something you're going to sit there and play on your own. It really isn't. Super Putty Squad. Not a fan of a lot of these Amiga ports on the Super Nintendo. I think they're best at home on the Amiga. It's just not a game that I would play, to be honest with you. I have played it. It's okay. But not a game I'm going to go back to. It definitely doesn't make my top 100. So I'm going to be moving Super Putty Squad on. This next game I picked up fairly recently, maybe my last video, and I've played it a lot, and it's pretty mediocre, guys. You know, it's got that cool mode 7 and stuff, but it just doesn't get you like Mario Kart does, or Top Gear. You know, they're the races to get, or Rock and Roll Racing. It's just not. It just doesn't grab me enough to warrant it staying in the top 100 anyway. I love the box art on it. It's really cool. But I'm going to move that one on, definitely. There are a few really good racers on the Super Nintendo, which are in my top 100. Nigel Mansell's World Championship Formula 1 is brilliant. Top Gear 1 and 2 are brilliant. I still haven't got Top Gear 3. That's Top Gear 3000. That's another extremely rare game to find North American. Hardly ever see that come up at all, and it goes for quite a lot of money. I've never played it. I'd love to own it because I'm a big fan of the Top Gear series. I think Top Gear 1 and 2 would make my top 100. I think they're brilliant games. Games I go back to over and over again. Rock and Roll Racing's good. Biker Mice from Mars. There's another game I'm looking for. That's similar to Rock and Roll Racing. It's top-down isometric racing, which actually is even supposed to be better than Rock and Roll Racing. Now, I loved Rock and Roll Racing back in the day. I had it. I bought it. I remember buying the game. I fell in love with the game because the music's all rock and roll. A great soundtrack to that game. But apparently, Biker Mice from Mars is actually a better game. So I'm looking for that as well. So there's only like I don't know, probably a handful of games I'm looking for now for the Super Nintendo. And I'm going to have a real sort out in my next video of what games I'm going to keep. So that's going to make for an interesting video. And what's going to make for my top 100. And then maybe in the summertime, I will do, in a couple of months' time, my top 100 Super Nintendo games. Job done. These are the games I'm keeping. Don't want any more. That's it. I'm finished collecting for the Super Nintendo. I say that. I will still pick up the oddity. You know, if there is a game that I haven't played and it's a great deal, I will pick it up and play it, and I will definitely do a video on it. The Super Nintendo videos are never going to stop because there's still so much to talk about. We can do gameplays, may even start up the old competition again as well. We'll have to wait and see. But I am near the end of my top 100. I am quite looking forward to finishing it, to be honest with you. I'm moving on to the Mega Drive. That's where I'm going to go to next. And as you can see, I've been picking up a lot of Mega Drive recently. And will I make a Mega Drive series? I might do, actually. I never know. I don't know if I could do that on a Nintendo channel. I might just put it in with the updates. But anyway, we'll have to wait and see. Anyway, guys, I've been going on far too long. I hope you enjoyed the video. Thank you so much for watching, as always. And I'll see you on the next one. Cheers. Take care.